Aliens will be the excuse for the government to knock out the power supply, turn off the internet, and then implement what is known as FedNow and central bank digital currencies, and this will also help the national federal debt. This will be how the government also gets people like you and I to stop talking to each other. At the onset of the pandemic, no one really thought how much it would grow and what the ramifications economically would be. However, we saw that it had drastic impact not just then, but years down the road as we deal with inflation today. Whether aliens are real or not, they can be utilized to change the current economic and monetary system in place, which is quite clearly failing. If you're unfamiliar, FedNow is basically instant payments with the digital dollar. Every single thing you do will be tracked. And you know when you see names like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase that this is coming. However, it has not been wide-scale adopted yet, still waiting on Citibank and Bank of America. And of course, people like you and I. But how do you implement something this large for the U.S. monetary system and force adoption? You have to crash the current system, forcing people and institutions the other direction, and it can be done through cyber attacks or through power attack. And the U.S. has been preparing for such weird incidents. It's called Black Start. Now, this may have started sooner, but in October 2018, the Committee on Energy and Natural Resources met. You're welcome to look into these names if you'd like. But they not only started talking about, but they also had military bases start to prep for such an event, specifically for cyber attacks, electromagnetic pulses. And you have to think a blackout across the United States would be a moment of weakness, so they would want to get their military bases back up as fast as possible. So they mandated that military bases practice Black Start, and that is coming back up to power. Here's an example, U.S. Army Black Start exercise. This was at Fort Riley. Note that they did postpone due to the massive heat waves that have been going through. But this is not a new thing. Fort Carson doing Black Start exercises. And if you're new to this page, I'm calling for an 80% drop in the economy and the stock market a little later into 2024. Tell me, would aliens be able to drive at 80%? What a perfect excuse. There would be nearly no political ramifications. If anything, they could say, hey, we were preparing you. And that's why I think that